Thank you for coming tonight. Welcome to the League of Women Voters Candidates Forum for the Los Altos City Council. Tonight's program is co-sponsored with the AAUW. The League of Women Voters was founded in 1920 when women first gained the right to vote. Its purpose then was very much as it is today, to promote active, informed citizen participation at every level of government through education and advocacy. We are a nonpartisan political organization. Tonight's Candidates Forum is presented under our educational arm. Before we begin, I would like to say that additional information about the candidates, the state propositions, and the county measures can be found on the League's website, smartvoter.org. Smart Voter will also tell you where your polling place is. So if you get up on Tuesday morning and you're not quite sure where you're supposed to vote, or you get there and it's not the place you're supposed to vote, Smart Voter can find that for you. Also, if you find these forums useful and you are not yet a member of the League of Women Voters, please consider joining us. Your membership and your dues will help support the work that we do. There are membership forms on the table back there, or you can go online and find a membership form there. Our moderator for tonight is Patsy Duke. Patsy, a longtime member of the League of Women Voters, has served on our board in several capacities, most recently as Vice President of Program and later as our treasurer. Patsy is right behind me. Here she is.
Good evening. I would like to add one thing to Sue's remarks about the sponsorship. KMVT 15 Community Television is also one of the sponsors, and the cameras are live. Now, for the candidates forum. There are 5 candidates vying for 2 open seats. In alphabetical order, the 5 candidates are Nancy Carlson, Val Carpenter, Curtis Cole, Jarrett Fishpaw, and Matt Sweeney, who is at this time not here. So before we begin, I would like to go over the format of our session because there are some ground rules. Some of the ground rules are for you, the audience. The questions to candidates must be written on cards provided by the League and that are available to you from our volunteers. Some of you may have picked up cards as you entered. If you need a card and don't have one, or if a question occurs to you during the forum, please raise your hand quietly and a card will be given to you. There will be no audience demonstrations, clapping, cheering, boos, hisses, or any other vocalization during the forum. There will be a chance for you to applaud all of the candidates at the end of the forum. Now, the ground rules for the candidates. There will be no substitutes or stand-ins for the candidates. I see the 4 of you have signed in. And we ask that candidate responses should pertain to the question at hand. I may interrupt you if I think you are straying a little bit from the subject of the question as it was posed. There are firm time limits, and the time signals consist of yellow and red cards, which are held by our timekeepers in the front row. The yellow card, if you want to show, the yellow card indicates 30 seconds remaining. The red card indicates you must stop. And we also please ask the candidates not interrupt each other. We will be taking written questions during the forum, so that allows us to get all of your questions to cover as wide a range of issues as possible. Our volunteers will provide you with the cards and pencils. Will the volunteers please raise your hand? They are scattered around the room. We will begin with a 2-minute opening statement from each candidate. The candidates have drawn numbers for the order of speaking. So the order is Jarrett Fishpaw, Val Carpenter, Curtis Cole, and Nancy Carlson. After these 2-minute opening statements, we will have the questions that have been collected from the audience. And candidates will be called on in varying order for each question, and you will each have up to 1.5 minutes to respond to each question. After we have gone through the questions, we will have a closing statement from each candidate of up to 2 minutes, and the closing statements will be presented in the reverse order of the opening statements. So one final note, in the interest of time, and because we must finish this by a fixed deadline, we must vacate the building. And because we want to keep this as a nonpartisan environment, we remind you that there is no applause or demonstrations of opposition or support for candidates. At the end of the forum, we will thank them all with our applause. So let us begin with Jarrett Fishpaw.
All right. Thank you very much for showing up this evening. I'm delighted to be here for the League of Women Voters Forum of Candidates of Los Altos. My name is Jarrett Fishpaw. I'm a 23-year resident of Los Altos. I grew up on Del Monte Avenue, and I attended Los Altos Public Schools, including Santa Rita, Egan Junior High School, and Los Altos High School. While attending Los Altos High School, I began working with the Los Altos Village Association here downtown, and started working with events like the Art and Wine Festival, our downtown movie nights, and our farmers markets. These events really have two purposes. They are there to help provide a place for our community to come together, for you to meet neighbors that you wouldn't have necessarily met otherwise, and also for you to have a chance to be pulled into the downtown to shop and dine and other activities that help drive the commerce in our downtown. Unfortunately, these events haven't revitalized our downtown, and they're one of the things that provide the character of our city, but we need a more proactive stance from our city council, and that's why I've decided to run for city council. I believe that I bring a fresh perspective. I'm a younger candidate, but I do have deep roots here in Los Altos. I received my Eagle Scout Award from Troop 37, actually right here at Lacey. And I started my first experience with City Council was probably sitting in the back of City Council during one of the requirements for a merit badge, as we see young Boy Scouts in our audience every week. So I'm delighted to be here for the City Council forum, and I really appreciate the League of Women Voters putting this on, because they do provide some of the best information available about all of our candidates on their website, and I think that that's something that's very important, is getting information across to residents in a very clear manner, something that I would like to pursue. Thank you.
Next is Val Carpenter.
I'd like to thank the League of Women Voters for organizing this forum tonight. I'm Val Carpenter, and I'm currently completing my first term on the Los Altos City Council. And I've been endorsed for re-election by the Los Altos Town Crier, the Silicon Valley Association of Realtors, 9 Los Altos mayors, many regional elected officials, and well over 100 community members. My family and I have lived in Los Altos for over 20 years, nearly 20 years, and my children grew up here. Over the past 10 years on the Los Altos City Council, the Planning Commission, and the Historical Commission, I've worked effectively with my colleagues, the city staff, and residents on a broad range of issues. I propose practical solutions in the long-term interest of the entire community and balance desired changes with preserving what is cherished. I kept my commitments to you. The current City Council has accomplished a great deal during the past 5 years. We hired a terrific new city manager that I co-led the recruitment for. We've consistently delivered balanced budgets with no cuts in services and increased reserves. We've invested in capital improvement projects like the flashing warning light crosswalks along San Antonio Road and near many of our schools, the new playground equipment in all of our city parks, and Woodland Library's renovation. As chair of the Downtown Development Committee, I led a public process that resulted in zoning changes that were carefully designed to encourage redevelopment downtown while preserving Main Street's cherished appeal. The results of this effort are beginning to transform downtown, with major new construction just getting underway. It's a very exciting time for the city. My goals for the next 4 years are to continue to focus on city finances, safe streets, a thriving downtown, community resources, neighborhood character, and a strong local economy. I know the issues, and I've demonstrated my leadership in addressing them. Listening to you and working on your behalf is my top priority. My children are grown, and my schedule as a part-time college teacher is flexible. We've made a lot of progress, and I'm ready to build on that solid foundation. Please see my website, valcarpenter.com, for my background and highlights of the past 5 years. Thank you, and please vote for Val for experienced leadership.
Third is Curtis Cole.
Thank you all for investing your time and coming out here tonight. I greatly appreciate it. You help the community just by staying involved. I'm a 22-year resident of Los Altos and a volunteer for the past 16 years. I served a term on the City Council and was mayor in 2007, but did not seek re-election so I could spend time with my family. As they move on with their lives, they encouraged me to re-engage with the city, and it was a great opportunity for me to reflect on those areas where I can be most effective and make a difference in the city and the community. So there are 3 areas of long-term importance that I'd like to talk about briefly. The first is a downtown and revitalizing our downtown. Now, there's been a lot of good work that's gone on there, but the question is it enough? I think what we need to do is define exactly our end goal, the amount of foot traffic we'd like, the mixture of office building and residential and retail mix that we want to have a vibrant downtown. I think we can have a vibrant, busy downtown and still maintain the small charm that we have characteristics of Los Altos. The second is in community building and working cooperatively with groups throughout the city, acknowledging that each group has their own domain of expertise, but that the problems which have developed over the many, many decades, such as traffic or parking, they're owned by all of us in the community, and any solution is going to be one that involves all of us working together to address those problems. The third will be support for our youth and seniors. Obviously acknowledging that we need to subsidize senior services and youth services, but to look beyond mere accounting when deciding to spend those dollars and figuring out how we can create healthy youth activities and healthy senior lifestyle that involves socialization rather than isolation. I want to lead the city to invest in community building infrastructure that's required to protect our property and community values so that Los Altos remains a great place to live and raise a family for future generations. Thank you.
Fourth is Nancy Carlson.
Hi, I'm Nancy Carlson, and I'm new to city government, but I'm not new to Los Altos. I've been here for 23 years with my family. My husband and I are raising 3 children here. And for the last, I'd say, 15 years, I've been involved in numerous church and school activities for my children. I've also been involved in the American Youth Soccer Organization. I'm an ELK. I've been involved in the Silicon Valley Association of Realtors Senior Volunteer Program, and have volunteered at the Art and Wine Festival. I'd like to share some of the reasons with you that I'm running for City Council, and some of these reasons actually became more evident to me as I prepared this speech for tonight. I've told you, or told others, that I'm running because of an article in the Town Crier that said, please get involved in city government, and I answered that call. I also want to be an example for my children. I want them to know that if they want to get involved, they can just step up and do it. But what I didn't say in previous discussions, because it wasn't really clear in my own mind, is that I really do want to see a change in city government. I think the current City Council has done a good job to balance our budget and implement a lot of new programs, but I don't think that the business as usual thinking is going to get us where we need to go in the next 4 years. The biggest issues facing our city today appear to be traffic, downtown revitalization, maintaining our strong schools for our property values as well as our children, and maintaining our budget. I believe that one's stand on individual issues is secondary, but the primary issue in this campaign is values and vision. I can't compete on some of the issues in terms of my expertise on what's happened in the past. But I do believe that it's the responsibility of government to provide an environment that allows businesses to thrive, to facilitate communication between residents, to maintain transparency in our decisions, and to spend our money wisely.
Thank you all. We will now present the questions as submitted by the audience. Question is addressed to all candidates. please tell us what you would do to help Los Altos grow green. And we will start with Val Carpenter.
When I was the mayor of Los Altos in 2008, I signed the U.S. Mayor's Climate Protection Agreement with the support of the entire council. We also have award-winning green building regulations that are currently in effect in Los Altos. On a personal note, we've just completed installing solar panels on our home to reduce our personal energy consumption. I think those are some examples of things that I've personally done and done as a part of the council and that I will continue to support as we move forward. Another example is the Packard Foundation is planning to build a LEED Platinum, the first LEED Platinum building in Los Altos. That was approved unanimously by the council and is going forward now. So I think there's a lot that I have done and that I can continue to do to support a green Los Altos.
Thank you. Next, Jarrett Fishpaw.
Thank you. There are two areas that I think Los Altos should pursue and that I would like to explore. The first is water consumption. I think that water consumption is a very large issue in the world of green, and how we can make our city more green is education about water consumption. Majority of water consumption at residential properties is exterior to the home. Lawns and gardens is a very important area that we need to address as a city. What can we do to empower our residents to reduce water consumption outside of the home? The second area that I would like to address is solar technology. I think solar technology is something that the Bay Area